Welcome to Rewind the Podcast. Blake, being our resident hip hop expert, who do you think is the best rapper of all time?
Ooh, all time?
All time.
Damn. Probably Taylor Swift when she did that little song with T-Pain. I'm like 8 foot low, blonde hair to the flow. Okay, no, but in all seriousness, well, probably Taylor Swift when she did Super Bass.
Definitely.
Just kidding, I'm being stupid. I don't be listening to rap like that. I don't know. I'm stalling.
Don't listen to rap music?
I have my songs, but there's not like a rapper that I'm like, ooh, yeah. You know who really does it for me, honestly, is Meg Thee Stallion. Love Meg Thee Stallion.
Love Megan.
It's still going to be a
Thee
girl.
Stallion.
I still have to go with a diva.
It's going to be a girl.
Because these men are messy, but yeah.
So hearing you say that, you have not been keeping up with the Kendrick and Drake beef?
So I probably not into the degree that you have because you got some notes today, but I've seen that they are going back and forth like schoolgirls on the schoolyard. But it's starting to give Tupac and Biggie. So you let me
Tupac and Biggie, like, not 90s.
Literally, I'm like, I have thoughts. Go ahead, because I really don't know. But I heard. I will say this. I heard Kendrick's. I heard his. The first one he did. I was watching a podcast and they also played it on the pod, and I was like, ooh. And I was like, what did Drake say? Because Drake is mouthy like that.
He is. He's messy, boo.
He's messy, and he's really messy for somebody who used to play some. No, that was.
I know what you were going to say.
Move right along.
I'm moving right on along. Okay. I'm going to start by saying.
That's no shade to y'all, because I think y'all know what I was going to say, too. He just.
Yeah. You gonna cut that out.
All of it out.
That ain't gonna make it. I'm gonna say this. Ain't nobody messier than two straight men in a rap beef. Nobody on the planet.
Nope.
This has gone to the links that
limit.
I never thought it would go. Now, as a messy correspondent myself.
Absolutely.
I love other people's mess. I am so happy.
You're that Kim Kardashian meme.
The tea is piping hot, and I cannot wait to tell you about it.
Yes.
Okay, we're going to start October 2023.
Oh, so we're going
back. We're taking it back, bitch. Yes. Yeah. Drake and J. Cole do a song together. This is why I need my notes, because there's too many names. Called First Person Shooter. Where J. Cole said, what started all of this, J. Cole said, we're the big three, like we started the league, saying that him, Drake, and Kendrick Lamar are the best three rappers right now.
Okay.
Now me, I would have been like, oh my God, thank you.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. Yeah.
I appreciate
not
that.
Not you put me in the successful people.
Yes.
Not you put me on the, what's it called, on the platform.
Yes. I would have been like, oh my God, girl, that is so nice.
Shout out to the Olympics coming this summer. Can't wait to review that.
Literally. Kendrick was like, nah, no, ain't no big three.
Like, so don't put me up there with them?
And the song he did with Future, he's a feature, it's called We Don't Trust You, the album. He said, the big three, nigga, it's just big me. Okay. He said, I'm better than y'all. I don't want to be in it. Now, as a Enneagram 8 and a bigger person, and an Aries, I love that energy. I am the best.
You said, don't come over here.
Don't put me in your category.
Well, I will.
There's one number one, and it will be me.
Hold on. I want to say this. When I first met Raven, we were all sitting around with our friends, and we were all like, what song, like, inspires you? What, blah, blah, blah. And I think I probably picked, like, Natasha Bedingfield or, like, Hillary Duff. Something.
Reba.
All of our friends. All of our friends were like, oh, I don't know, like, Phoebe Bridgers and, like, Ariana Grande. And Raven was like, that one song from TikTok. Bitch, you doing a good job. Bitch, you doing a good job. She goes, I listen to that every morning when I know I'm about to take this day and we were like, really? And she goes, bitch, you doing a good job. And I was like, we have different playlists.
I love a competitive, can't nobody F with me energy. Because if you don't think that about yourself, who else gonna think that about you?
That part.
Nobody.
That part.
So me and Kendrick, I was like, okay, Kendrick, a little more. We here. So now our brother, Mr. Cole, J. Cole, He had a few words to say in the interim. Mm-hmm. But J. Cole, I respect that man. He said, you know what? I'm better than this. J. Cole at his concert said, this is not me. Mm-hmm. This is not what the Lord put me on this earth on today to do.
So we're not doing that.
He said, I love Kendrick. That is my friend. I'm going to gracefully bow out. That's how you know the ancestors is on his side and gave him wisdom.
They said, you know when to stop.
You know when to pull out.
He said, I'm good with this. He didn't like the lyric Stream Espresso.
Yeah. I'm working late because I'm a singer. So he was out. So then it just became a Kendrick Drake situation. So then in April, Drake released Push Up, where he's making fun of Kendrick about his size. He makes fun of him saying that he needs white people to sell albums. He said he should call Maroon 5 and do a feature. And then
Kendrick said this to Drake?
Drake said this to Kendrick. And because he did that song with Taylor Swift, he said Taylor had to give you the time when you could release your songs.
Like we all weren't sitting around listening to Humble.
I'm like, okay. And I gave this one.
Also, you need white people to sell records. Sir, Drake, I'm going to talk to you right now. Don't start beef with me. I will say that. First of all, you don't want the smoke. Second of all, every white boy in America loves to cry to your songs. Yeah, let's all cry to God's plan. Continue.
You hit the nail right on the head there, bitch. He basically said, this isn't everything I know, so don't wake the demon up. That's what Drake said. I gave this one an 8 out of 10. I thought it uncovered some stuff we didn't already know. He let us know that like this beef did not start in October. So, Drake and Kendrick used to be cool. They did songs together. At some point, their relationship fell apart. And this is where straight men don't do beef correctly. They don't do mess the way we should. You know how mess should be done. We want to know timelines, details, receipts.
Still waiting for Normani to come on the pod.
Ain't nobody put out a receipt yet. So, K-Dot, Drake, y'all got to put some receipts out. But I gave it an 8 out of 10. So then Drake dropped Tailor Made Freestyle.
Tailor Made?
It's funny.
It's funny, but here's the thing. As much as like when we criticize the album, Dead Poets Pets Department or whatever, she really does be catching strays. I will give her that. She is out here.
Taylor get in it.
Literally, she is out here with that man at the Kentucky Derby. He looks like the putting on the Ritz guy, and she is just out here
minding
her
own good right business.
And he was like, "Okay, by the way, you Taylor too." And she's like, "What the hell?"
No, he was giving Taylor her props in the song.
Okay,
he was kind of just saying like,
"See, loud and wrong."
Yeah.
How dare he?
He was just saying like, you gotta ask Taylor before you can put music out. Like she put you on. That's why people know who you are. Like, which is stupid because that's not true.
No, not at all.
So in this one, Drake uses AI voices of Tupac and Snoop.
See, I knew Tupac was in it.
Because those are like, they're Kendrick's from Compton, I believe. They're very West Coast. That's like his people. Drake used AI verses from them and got sued.
Like you should.
By Tupac's estate. I gave this one a 5 out of 10 because that's so corny.
That's so corny. Also, the way singers and songwriters in the record industry right now is trying to. This is from like my music industry side. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
That's like literally what people are fighting against right now, and you just want to be messy.
And to do it for Tupac is one thing because he's gone on.
Snoop's out there with Martha Stewart.
I'm like, if you want it, why are you using this man's voice for no reason?
He's just catching strays. He's
How
out
he
there
get
cooking
in it?
salmon.
That's what I'm saying. Trying to enjoy his life. So,
securing that bag in any way.
Kendrick responded with Euphoria.
Yes, and featuring Zendaya.
Zendaya was not in it. And basically said, stop lying about me before I have to tell the truth about you. And
both the first songs were warnings.
Yes.
Don't poke the bear. Don't come over here.
He goes after his fatherhood. He said Drake's not a good father. He said basically he want to be black when he want to be. That he should stop saying the N-word. He went off on Drake.
That was the one I heard, and I was like, ooh. I felt like I was in trouble.
He went off on him.
What's happening? Which is funny because that one, from what you're giving me about the Drake song, he's like, this is why you're successful. This is like, Taylor's got a bubble. And he's like, you kids stanky. You only are black when you want to be. He just went boom, 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 boom.
Yes.
I don't even want to say it was below the belt. He was just like.
No, it was. This is still light shade to me.
Yeah.
We're in the fun shade era of this beef.
Yeah.
I gave that one an 8.9. I thought it was funny. I had a few chuckles. Kendrick is such a lyricist. Like that is who he is.
When he started going real
win
fast
like
at
a
that one
Pulitzer
part.
or something.
You're thinking of Blueberry Bonnet Award.
Get off my hand and stop being dumb.
Wow.
Yes.
I didn't know there was a Pulitzer for music.
Yes, he is like brilliant.
Okay.
And such a wordsmith. Great lyricist. I'm like,
I got. Wait, no, that sounded like shade. No, I meant more on like the side.
That's hilarious.
Okay, sorry.
So I was like, okay, that was good. So then he dropped another one called 616 in LA.
Is that the Compton
where
area
he
code?
says, girl, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Who I look like? Google Maps? I don't know.
Hey, what's the area code real quick for Tallahassee, Florida?
I don't know if it was like the time, like it's 616 in LA. I don't know. It could be true.
Who knows?
I don't know.
People are clearly listening for why we're
Yeah, girl.
Let's decode
I'm just
this.
trying to get out of background information.
Bullet Taylor, what are the Easter eggs in the Slam songs? 616. Oh, he's going to do a concert on 616. Okay, I'm sorry.
You're funny.
Well, thanks.
So this is when K-Dot implies that someone in Drake's camp is feeding him information. Basically, he pulled a mean girl move and said,
silent three-way.
You think they're your friends? They're not your friends.
Woo!
They telling me all your business, so you need to shut the hell up.
See, Gretch, I told you she's not mad at you.
It is definitely that energy.
Yes.
100%.
Oh my God, that is wild.
So everybody, okay, and this is when Drake should have said, you know what? Let's just be done. This is going on for days.
That's when he should have said that.
That's when he should have said that.
Oh, I was like, nothing about that was given.
That's what he should have said. Well, Drake didn't do that. He released a song called Family Matter.
With the
Family Matters move show. He goes after his fiance. Drake basically said, you talk about me being light skinned and being mixed, but you date women who look just like me. Which I was like, he said that he don't take care of his kids. He said that he beats his wife. So this is when we start getting personal.
Like real personal.
It's not like fun shade anymore.
You beat your wife. You're drafted 3 times.
He claimed that one of Kendrick's children is not actually his child, but really his manager impregnated his wife.
Not Maury catching strays.
And so that child is not his. So this is when we start getting into the family of it and like going a little bit below the belt. I gave it a 9 out of 10 until Drake made a comment and said Kendrick raps like he's freeing the slaves. I didn't like that. I don't like that. So that bumped him down to a 7 out of 10 for me.
Oh, not super far.
No, I gave it I bumped him down to a 7. I get what you were trying to say, but like
I don't.
You're Canadian.
I don't mean to do this. Can you explain why that hit you sideways?
Yeah, no, totally. Although Drake's dad is Black American, Drake did not grow up in a Black experience. Drake grew up in Canada with his white mama, who's Jewish. No shade to the Jews, the Canadians, or the whites. Slavery is like not even for real in your situation. Like, you're not even American. So like, I don't like that. And also like, because Kendrick does really prioritize the advancement of Black people, it's like, that's not fun. It's just not funny. One, it's a bad joke. And 2, it's like, okay, and Kendrick comes back and says like, I make music to, inspire people. You make music to pacify people. Like, you ain't really saying nothing.
That part. Also, it goes back to the original diss, which was you love to play both sides.
Exactly.
When you do that. So
he also compares himself to George Zimmerman, the man who killed Trayvon Martin.
No, I sorry.
I was saying that for the audience, not for you.
Oh, okay. I was like, I know who that is. I'm woke.
I was saying that for
I throw out my plastic.
Reuse, recycle. But yeah, I just didn't like that.
I don't like it either.
So Drake brought a knife and Kendrick brought a gun to the next fight.
It sounds like Kendrick brought a bazooka.
With Meet the Grams, he released a few minutes later, and the way, basically, he was waiting for Drake to say something.
Mm-hmm.
He starts by
He said, I'm going to finish this song, but I'm going to go ahead and get the pen ready because I know this one's mouthy. He
starts by saying, Dear Adonis, which is Drake's son.
Hold on. I went, oh. I looked at our producer. He went, oh. We're ready. We're ready.
I was like, ooh. He said, I'm sorry that man is your father. Now, let's be honest. I said, okay, now we just getting disrespectful.
He said, let me turn down the lights. Let me put on my bathrobe real quick.
Well,
Light a cigarette.
I literally was like, wait a minute. I had to pause and really get my mind right. I said, oh, this about to be Smith.
This about to be it, capital M.
So then he goes on to say, you know, your dad's not going to teach you this because he basically don't take care of you. He's a deadbeat. And it starts speaking life really into Adonis. You're going to be a king. You're going to be great. You don't be like your dad is. Actually go to the gym and work hard. Don't get plastic surgery. I mean, goes in. He's like, don't feel like you have to code switch. Don't be afraid of your blackness.
Oh my God.
But really encouraging nice things, which is even more disrespectful.
Can I be honest with the picture it gave in my mind? It gave it like a picture of like some like white woman being like, I just want to let Amy know that she's not fat, she's not stinky, and she's not stupid like her mother. Like, it's giving that. Like, literally. And you're going to be great, unlike Claire, your stinky, stupid mother, who's fat. I'm like, it's not a compliment really at all, but it kind of is.
It is. And he's like, listen to this when you're 18 and basically just let me know if you need anything.
That's a good rhyme right there.
I'm an MC.
What? Come on, you drop a track.
He said, let me be your mentor since your daddy don't teach you shit.
I kind of like the way you said it the first time. Why don't you drop a track?
I was paraphrasing.
Let me give you a beat.
My name is Raven. I'm here to say that I'm the baddest bitch up in here today.
Oh, bitch, you doing a good job. I'll be the video girl.
Okay.
Yeah, we got to calm
Kendrick, call me on the next one.
Yes. Oh, you gonna get in on the beat?
Oh yeah, I'm getting in. I want in. So after he addresses Adonis, he then addresses Drake's mother. Then he addresses Drake's father and says, you know, basically, y'all are the reason he's this way, low key. But also says to his dad, he's capitalizing on your blackness to make money, so you should ask for more.
I'm going to say this real quick. One thing apparently Kendrick is not going to let you do is capitalize on your blackness. He said, we will support, we will grow, we will encourage. What you're not going to do is get the cha-ching ka-ching when you want it and not when you
worse.
Don't. I need to be quiet.
It gets worse.
Oh my gosh.
He basically says he traffics women, takes advantage of women.
Oh, so he's giving him the Diddy treatment.
He tells Dennis, like, your son has a gambling problem. He's an alcoholic. He pops perks all the time. And basically, he's a horrible person, and y'all the reason. He says a line in there that he hates black women, hypersexualizes and fetishizes black women, and that him and Weinstein should share a cell, basically. That he is a sexual predator. So we went from like,
I'm the greatest. No, I am. No, I'm the greatest.
To like, and then it's like, oh, that's not okay. Okay. And also, y'all go listen to it. The beat is menacing. It's like scary. It's dark. He's an artiste, okay? He put his foot in it. So then the real kicker comes where he says, dear baby girl.
Okay, before you start, this is what I saw on Twitter. Apparently there's an allegedly a daughter that he doesn't want anything to do with.
So Drake is known for hiding children. Drake hit Adonis. The reason we even know Adonis exists is because Pusha T exposed him in a beef and said, you don't even tell the world about your son. That's how we found out Drake even had a son. He was forced to tell us he had a son.
See, this is what I mean when I say Drake is messy.
So you've already, one of your secret kids has already been revealed. Then K-Dot comes out and is like, he has a daughter. He's like, your dad should be watching Frozen with you and teaching you all these things, but he's hiding you and keeping you a secret. Basically, it's not your fault.
Sorry, Frozen.
Yeah, he says it's not your fault, and don't let this make you feel like you're not good enough. Don't let this have you being a sugar baby hanging with sugar daddies on somebody's yacht or something like that. Then he says something about he should have been there for your 11th birthday. Now, hold up. Adonis is like 6.
Yeah.
So you're telling me
He was out here poking it out.
he has an 11-year-old?
During the baby, you my everything. You
Okay,
all
no, that was
too far back.
That's too far back.
Oh, okay.
Because that was 2009.
God's plan.
I don't know.
Something around that time.
And everyone was like, now, Drake, if you got another secret child, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Shame. So everybody was like, whoa, hold up. This has gone now to the another level. Another. Because not you addressing his whole family members individually, and then addressing his
cousins are starting to get scared.
like, please don't, I don't know that man.
I promise you
I don't know him.
I just want to go to Target and have a good time.
So another theory I heard is that he didn't actually mean 11, like that she's 11, but it was a reference to Millie Bobby Brown.
Can I be honest? When you said 11, I was like, I'm going to make a joke. As soon as you said it, I forgot they were hanging out for a bit.
So Drake has a reputation of
hanging out with minors,
befriending minors.
Yeah, in the baby music video, bowling with the 15-year-olds.
Millie Bobby Brown publicly said that, like, he texted her, like, actively during the time was like, he texts me and says how much he loves me and he gives me advice. Why is a grown 20-something-year-old man texting 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18-year-old girl?
Just keep going.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Any of them teens. So also when Angel Reese and Flau'jae Johnson, what team they play for? Remind me.
The Kentucky Butterflies. I can't stand you.
They both played for LSU.
Yes.
The
Tigers.
Yes. They were on Breakfast Club with Charlamagne, and they mentioned that Drake had reached out. Keep in mind, these women were in their early 20s, so they were not minors. But they mentioned that Drake had reached out to them.
They're in their early 20s, or were they 20?
Probably 20.
Okay. My rule is I won't date you if we can't go to a bar and kick
exactly. I agree. Charlamagne was like, don't go over to that man house. Don't go over there. And they were like, ha. And he was like, no, seriously. Do not. Don't you try it.
You get out of there.
Literally. And they were like, okay. So he has a reputation.
So they didn't go?
No.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. He has a reputation of, like, befriending young women. So some people think that 11 comment was like a throw off to Millie Bobby Brown.
That's smart, though.
He is really smart.
Writer.
So then everyone's like, okay. Like, maybe we should end this. This is getting really intense. Kendrick said, I'm not done.
This is the thing. I love you. It's giving you energy.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, I'm going to say what I need to say. Pop, 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 A, B, Z, D, D. And then I'm like, good. And I'm like,
and another thing, because my thing is where you pitch the tent is where I'm bringing the circus. You the one brought this up and brought my kids and everybody in it.
You want to make a scene? Let's make Titanic, bitch.
Let's do it. And that's what I'm telling you. Me and Kendrick, we have the same energy. So I tell people, leave me alone. Don't mess with me. So I'm not going to let it go.
I can tell when she starts snarling. I say, oh, I should back off.
Snarling. So
that
then,
like
yeah. So then Kendrick releases Not Like Us.
So he did a little double.
So
he said, I'm not even going to let you retaliate. Pop!
So back in the day when the Pusha T beef with Drake happened, that's how we got back to back. Remember, I'm a hand of girl. I was thinking back to back.
Listen to it all the time.
Back. Because Drake released diss tracks back to back. So I think that's like why he was doing it. This is the backstory. Girl, this one I gave a 10 out of 10. Meet the Grams and Not Like Us, 10 out of motherfucking 10.
We said we love a double feature.
Listen, first of all, the beat, I was like,
Throwing ass in your apartment.
it is so Kendrick has a reputation of being like really serious and kind of dark, and like he don't make club music. He don't make that.
He said, I'll show you club hit.
He said, okay, I did my thing. Now I'm going to do your thing. And I'm going to do a dance battle song.
And I'm going to do it better than you.
Girl, I was in there like, if the beat is fire. So go listen to it. In this, he literally calls Drake and his team pedophiles. So he goes on to name like people in his crew. And it's like, why you hanging with him? He got a case. Why you hanging with him? He got a case.
Why you hanging with Charlie? Why you hanging
literally
with Diva?
because these people are like have legitimate cases of them speaking to underage women. And then he says certified lover boy, more like certified pedophiles.
That's
and
not funny.
pedophilia is not funny.
It's not.
But that was funny.
That is.
And then he said it was trying to strike a chord and it's probably A minor. And he says it like probably A minor. And I was like, wait, what?
One more time.
That's how he says it.
Do it.
Probably A minor. It made me think of, have you seen where Orlando...
It's giving, I'm a singer.
But have you seen where Orlando... The boy who used to be on That's So Raven.
Orlando Brown.
Brown?
I
He's
almost
like,
said Orlando Blue.
Me too. I was like, that ain't right. Where he's like, vagina. Have you seen that? That's what it made me think of. He looks at vagina.
Oh.
Anyway, that's the point. The part that got me was he was like, he brings up the slavery comment. And he basically says, you are going through Atlanta, like the Atlanta rappers, to create a name for yourself. Let me basically tell you some history about slavery, slave trade, and how Atlanta played a role in that historically. And then he names off each rapper that Drake has like basically benefited from, that's from Atlanta, and says, you're not a...
I'll do a dance beat.
And says, you're not a colleague, you're a colonizer.
All to a dance beat.
All to a dance beat. And when he called that man a colonizer, I turned the phone off. Because I holla. I said,
You called our producer. You said, Angela, hold my calls.
Oh, I said, oh, no. Kendrick Lamar is the greatest rapper right now.
You don't diss on top of that.
What? Nacho gave him a history lesson. Got in his ass about basically calling us slaves. Mm-hmm. And then called him a colonizer. Baby, you won. Game over. Put a fork in him. He is done.
He is done.
Hey, what do you say back to that? Everyone's like, Drake's working on something. Drake, don't you... Aubrey.
At this point,
baby, don't say nothing else to this man. You got too many skeletons, boo-boo. You do too much. You don't know who you are. And I think that's the real problem. Don't say nothing else to that man. Okay?
And don't say anything to her.
You can say what you want to me. I can rap too.
Double track. Come on.
Nah, that's it. I already did my best work.
I was
But what I loved about To the Enemy the Grams is that Kendrick basically like fathered him and was like, you're 37, but you're showing up as a 7-year-old. Mm-hmm. Therapy's a great place to start. Like basically saying like, you have real issues that you need to work out. Mm-hmm. I said, not him embarrassing him and then being like, let me help you. Let me put you on.
You keep sticking your hand out. I want to touch it, but you don't like to be touched. So please.
Like
I know. Every time I'm like, should I reach out? I'm like, I don't do it.
No, it's just like a metaphorical like touch.
I'll just go over here.
Yeah. So that is the history.
That is,
I'm
worn
Kendrick
out.
And Drake.
I'm
hot. I'm tired and I'm hot. And I am, as a hip hop fan, I'm here for it. Now, with that being said, I don't want nobody to get hurt over this. Because now we, like I said, we went from fun, kiki, shade to like
Tupac and Biggie.
Yeah, and we don't. That's no. We don't want that.
And see, I'm like, I don't need somebody to end up
hurt
with concrete in the river.
That's what I'm saying. It's just not that deep. Like, but now it is that deep.
Now it is that
because
deep.
if you tell my child, your daddy don't care about you, and you ain't shit, their daddy ain't shit, I'm gonna have to hurt you. Like, those are fighting words.
If someone started a song and we were beefing and they were like, "Dear Pam," which is my mother, I would say,
"It is."
Come and take it.
It is so it is like wildly disrespectful. So like we've passed the point of Kiki.
Okay, so I think I know the answer to this, but just to be the devil's advocate,
The devil don't need no advocates.
do you, is any point in your mind, think this is PR?
No.
I wanted to ask that question when you started getting into the detail, because, like I said, I haven't listened to all of them. Boom, 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 boom.
I have.
I listened to the first Kendrick one. And I was like, ooh.
Because I was prepared for our job today.
You know what? I'll hold on to that little comment for a couple of minutes down the road. Yeah. Anyways, you made me mad. That was not nice. I'm gonna start my own diss track. Give me a beat.
Boom chicka, a boom boom chicka,
Bitch.
a boom. Okay. Did y'all like my beat?
A boom chicka, a boom boom chicka. It just gave PR, and then now that you're giving me like the tea, I'm like, in no way are publicists like, you should accuse him of being a pedophile.
Yeah, and trafficking women through his home.
Yeah, that would really sell a record. No,
we're
at this
past
point, we're past. This is messy.
Oh, and in the song, he says he calls out LeBron, not about being a pedophile, but he's like, Drake. The people around Drake are pedophiles, and they like underage people. Keep your family away from him.
Oh, so he's like, LeBron, stay away.
Yeah, he literally says, LeBron, keep your family away. Like, starts naming people. I think Steph Curry too. Keep your family away.
They both play in the NBA
currently.
Mm-hmm.
But
LeBron might retire soon.
Okay.
I stay up on it.
You better stay
Yes,
up.
I say ESPN.com.
Yeah, and also the social media part of this has been so like intricate, which is a very Drake thing to do, to drop little pictures himself and like do little messy boot stuff. Well, for Not Like Us, this isn't funny. Kendrick, it's a photo of Drake's house with the little pins that they have to use to identify sex offenders. He gonna end up on the list.
Who?
Drake.
Oh yeah.
He gonna end up on somebody.
Will he though? Because he's rich and famous.
I don't think they care about.
Pay somebody off.
You know what I did want to say?
Tell me.
You know the line where Megan is talking to Nicki and she said Megan's Law? People were saying that was about Drake.
Really?
Yes, because Drake took I'm about to say Trey Songz. That is not that baby name.
How do you get in it?
Somebody auntie. Tory Lane's side in that beef. Not even a beef. It's not assault.
Nicki and Tory?
Between Megan and Tory. You know, Tory shot her.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. There's a lot of people in this right now.
Tory shot Megan. And they were and then Drake took his side.
Mm-hmm. Not surprised.
Awkwardly.
Mm-hmm.
And then Megan, people were saying that stray was for him. But Nicki claimed it. People were saying that wasn't even about Nicki. That was really about Drake.
Young Money, don't they all stick together?
What they got to do with anything?
If she's taking Drake's side.
No.
Catching strays for Megan.
No. She thought.
I'm confused.
Okay, let's start from the beginning. Class, you ready? Get your notebooks out, your pens, your pencils, and your calculators. Tory Lanez
shot Megan
the Stallion.
Amen.
Drake, Aubrey Drake Graham
took Tory's side.
Correct. Megan, Luann Stallion, said in the song, all you hoes is mad at me. You really need to be worried about Megan's Law, which is about sex offenders.
Mm-hmm.
People are saying she was talking to Drake.
That's where I got crosswired. And because Nicki is married to somebody who is caught sex predator.
She put herself in front of that bullet.
Mm-hmm.
Is what the streets was saying.
Oh.
And now it's coming out even more vividly, allegedly, that Drake is the one who surrounds himself with people like that. We gonna see if Drake say anything else.
Yeah.
In my very humble opinion, he should shut the hell up.
That is beef. That is dark. That is messy.
I love mess.
It's messy. I want to talk about Dua Lipa.
Moving on along.
I came prepared to talk about Dua Lipa. I loved all that, and I have more information than I know what to do with, but I wanted to talk about my pop girlie.
Yes, we're here for the pop girlies. Let's get to the fun stuff.
Okay. Dua Lipa. Miss Peep, if you will.
Miss Peep, Lil Bo Peep.
She released Radical Optimism.
Whoop, whoop.
She's sitting in the sea with the shark.
Oh, I was praising.
Every time.
I wasn't for you.
I
That's
know.
so embarrassing.
One of my love languages is physical touch.
Touch yourself.
Don't.
Can't keep. I mean, I could, but why would I want to?
Boom, boom,
Hey.
boom,
My
boom.
hands to myself.
Boom, boom.
Hey.
Oh! Okay, let's move on.
This is why we can't have
so
those things.
I listened to Radical Optimism, and I have a lot of notes because
You finally came prepared
I came
for a segment.
Eat it, sit on it.
He's flicking
twirl.
me off for people who are listening.
Yeah, and I'll do it with 2. What's
Ooh,
up? Yeah,
you
What's
gonna get
up?
us blocked.
We ain't even gonna do the rewind blocker right there. What's
We
up?
gonna get blocked.
Anyways, so Radical Optimism. First of all, what are your thoughts?
My thoughts are, thank you. I'm saying this to the camera. Miss Pete, Dua Lipa, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much for doing this for us. We've been sad for months.
Mm-hmm.
These other hoes was putting out sleepy time tea music. And finally, our girl, our pop queen, Dua Peep, gave the people what they wanted.
Dua Peep, she took the words right out of my mouth. I'm going to be redundant. Thank you so much for giving us bops. I'm sick of these pop girlies on beta blockers acting like they are going through stuff while signing the checks.
Yes. Can I also say this?
Hold on. You went on vacation after vacation, and you got some experience, and you said, I'm coming back. The lyrics are sad. But the beats are fire, and that we thank you for. What?
Is it my turn?
Don't act like you didn't go off for 74 minutes about Drake and Kendrick just now. Let me have my pop girly.
Also, I would like to add, I do have one beef with Dua Peep. I know we were in this positive place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, go ahead and bring it down.
We all know how I like to pick up and go to Europe.
Mm-hmm.
This made me want to pack a bag and book a flight and get on somebody's yacht. And I don't have the money for that, Miss Pete.
Nope.
I don't. It gave
I had to buy her coffee.
summer. Venmo me.
Yeah.
It gave summer vacation. It gave poolside cocktail. It gave European vacation. And I don't love anything more than a European vacation. So
Yes.
I'm a little mad at her because like I wasn't ready to drop that money, but like I'm planning my next trip.
You're on Expedia.com.
100%.
Absolutely. Dua Lipa, I got it right. That's how good that record was.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start saying
Your
your name
name for
correctly.
real?
She just the beat to the song so I went ahead and I reviewed the album, and for every song I had like a mental image, and everything was like rollerblading, popping bubble gum, like doing an art class. I was
Literally
like,
bubbles.
I was like, this is making me feel like
Bathing
I'm just
suit,
like
suntan lotion,
And
sunscreen.
I will say this, okay, future nostalgia. Well, first of all, she just loves to drop stuff when we need it most.
She does. She really is the real MVP for real.
She really is. COVID happened, and she dropped Future Nostalgia. And then this time around, there's a lot going on in our world.
There is.
And she was just like, sometimes you just need to shake a little ass.
And everybody has their lane. And like everyone, like she has her place and she has her sound. And although it's evolving, which I appreciate, it's still her sound.
Because it's not this one isn't as much disco. People thought it was going to stay in that disco lane. And it's more of like a Europop.
That's what I'm saying. At first I said she was the Cher of our time. And now I feel like she's transitioning into this a little bit Kylie Minogue vibe.
She's going to be the one that in like 40 years, she's doing a tour or residency, and it's just bop after bop after bop.
It's a good freaking time.
Because you remember, we went and saw her. We danced the whole night away.
I ain't going to tell the people how you was acting.
Me.
Y'all.
I'm not going to tell the people.
Let's just say somebody who was a host on Rewind the podcast.
That's not named Raven.
That's not named Raven. Was under the influence
of good music
at this show. At one point, we're dancing. We having a good time. It is sparkles and lights. I look over at Blake. He got his hat to the side with his eyes closed. Just Dancing to what song? I'm not sure. Because it wasn't the music I was listening to. It was the music of his own beat.
If I still have the video, I'm going to have to throw it up on the podcast.
If
you watch on
so
YouTube,
funny.
Watch this right here. So that was me. I will defend myself, but not at all.
You shouldn't, because it was a good time.
We were like, we're going to do this. It was one of the first concerts when we could like go outside, but we had dinner before. We had shots at the bar. Raven was like, around for everybody.
Yeah,
and then
I love a round shot of shots.
We got to the venue. I got 2 tall boys. And for those who, I don't drink like that.
No, I'm the drinker.
Occasionally I will have a glass of champagne. Like my last name is Carrie, but I'm just like,
Jim?
okay. No, Mariah.
Oh.
The whole Carrie family. And then we met my friends, and they were like, hey, we've got this little edible. And I was like, you know what? There's a first time for everything. Not realizing that thing was like
he was crossfaded
500
100%.
I took a bite. It was like a gummy bear looking one. I took a bite of the foot, and I soared above that
Blake
arena.
was in the atmosphere. He was not at the Dua Lipa show with me.
She said, got me feeling on my cool. And I was like, ah! I was running my hands through my buzz cut. I was in a tie-dye hoodie. I was just like, the people around us were like, is he okay? And then at one point, I was like, I was like literally mid-jam, and I looked at Raven, and I go, I have to pee. Went to the bathroom and sat there on the toilet for 3 songs just vibing. And then I came back and I was like, what happened? And Raven was like, the concert. And I was like, oh, okay. So
thank God someone who was responsible was there.
All of that to say, Dua Lipa, can't nobody bring that out of me but you.
Literally.
Love it. You are our girl. Thank you so much. I'm not going to go down this road of how much I want to drag
don't you do it.
And this person, because I'm glad you're in therapy and you're writing in your journal. Leave it in the journal.
Group chat.
Seriously, I wanted to just. I missed 2010 though, and that's a millennial thing.
Yeah,
I missed that music that built. So all of that to say, we always do this game on Rewind the Pod, which is we pick our top 3 and then we throw away. So I'm gonna give it to you first,
okay?
Because I'm generous.
So my first one was What You Doing.
Okay.
It was fun and cute, and like I moved my shoulders. I was like, oh, okay, I like this one. The first couple, because it was like a few before that.
Yeah.
I liked, but like didn't love. But that was the first one I like really liked on the album. What about you?
My first one, I'm gonna go back to and retract our first statement. Illusion. Within the vibe of the album, Gary, go keep the smile on. Within the vibe of the album, it hit me a little harder. And I was like, I feel like I'm in a club and the strobe light's going. I'm just like doing this. I'm on that edible again.
Yeah.
That's what I felt like. And so I'm going to retract my statement. That's a groovy little song after you give it some time.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
You do be wrong, so that doesn't surprise me at all. All right. My next
What's your number
one,
2?
Falling Forever. I love I really hated that. That was so annoying.
Don't you love that?
I literally have a headache now because that was so much. That was going to be the reason I picked that song, because it's fun to sing. It's really fun. I could like just see myself windows down in the car, just like belting. Loved it.
When I wrote my notes, I said, this makes me feel like I'm in a spin class, but I'm good. And they said, let's take it up. And I'm like, baby, I'm already there.
Yeah.
Let's jump.
I love that one.
Kind of thing.
So that was my second one.
My second one is Maria.
Oh yeah, Maria was good.
I love a thanks for loving him. I love a woman to woman moment. Women supporting women.
We love women supporting women.
And somebody on Twitter was like, not her version of Jolene. Everybody was like,
what?
It's called comprehension.
People don't read. They don't listen and they don't read.
They don't listen. They don't read. The fact that we have to start spelling everything out. Hi, this person was with you before. And I'm just like.
Open the schools.
Open the schools.
Okay, my last but not my least is Anything for Love. That's my favorite one.
Anything for
Love?
That's
my number one.
Is that the one where it started
slow,
with the piano?
Yes. And she gave us like vocals And I feel like Dua Lipa, like no one's going for the high note, and that's not shade. Like it's an experience. But like I was like, oh, her voice sounds really good. And then in true Dua Lipa fashion, she picks it up.
That beat comes in,
and it's like and it gives you the build. It gives you the build, and that was my favorite.
Well, because Dua's always known she'll do one like she'll do a number.
Yeah,
like piano, sitting on the piano type of thing.
Yeah.
Last time it was Boys Will Be Boys.
Yeah.
And this time I was like, oh, this is her number. And then she picked it up and she said, we don't have time for that.
Yeah, no, she said, y'all had enough of that. Y'all had enough of that.
You can go listen to all 31 tracks of the Cemetery is Dark department.
Yes.
Or whatever it's called.
But for sure.
So I'll let you come up the names. They're funny.
That was good. No, that was good. You ate that up. The Cemetery, the Dead, my dog department. Your turn.
The Cemetery of Dead Pits. My number one, hello. Give it to us.
I hate that bit.
Give it to us.
How long?
No, I want you to put your pussy in it.
Whoa.
Moving on. What would you throw away?
Illusion. Sorry, I said what I said. I admit that shit.
Okay, why?
It's just not the vibe. Like, it's fine. I really don't hate it. I really don't. Like, I listened to it when it came on, and I like move my shoulders like this, but like it don't give nothing.
I feel that. Mine would probably be These Walls. Like, it was good. I liked it, but out of everything I had,
it was your
like,
least favorite.
It's just not my. The thing I'm really not getting is there are people who are like, oh, Dua's in her flop era. I was like,
really?
Oh, on Twitter. And to the fact that some of these, gays and girls had to get on there and they're like, Dua Lipa makes music for people who like vacations, being hot girls, and not being miserable all the time. And if you don't relate to this tweet, I have some news.
The girls that get it, get it.
The girls that get it, and we get it.
Because we like vacations.
We like vacations. We like drinking on rooftops.
Yes.
This isn't a, oh, it's a nice day, let's go sit on a patio at our favorite chain restaurant. You are at a hotel,
motel,
bar.
Holiday Inn. I don't know. This is spiraling.
I
don't know what is going on
why?
with you.
It's because I'm hot.
It is hot here.
It's so hot.
What do you give your score, like, overall out of 10?
8.8.
Oh, that's high.
8.8. She heard my prayer.
She heard my cry.
She heard my cry. Roll of thunder, hear my cry. And it was just perfectly packaged. And I just,
I love that.
8.8. That's why she gets it so high.
Yeah.
You?
I'm going to give it an 8.3.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah. I think it was lyrically, it was actually sad and kind of and deep.
She said in an interview, you're going to be able to shake your ass while you cry.
Yeah, I love that. Because like, I can just tune that out. Like, if I want to have a deep moment, I can really go there with her. But if I don't want to, which I don't want to, I can just enjoy the vibes. And it's just like set me up for nice weather. And I really appreciate that.
I'm gonna make a bold claim right now.
Okay,
it's gonna be a Dua Sabrina summer.
Oh, 100%.
We're gonna be doing Fallen Forever, and then Espresso, and then Illusion, and then whatever she's cooking up next, and then back to Espresso.
What I want a new girl.
Oh.
I want someone to rise from the ashes in like June and give us like something new and fresh and fun. I think we need a big 3.
You know who I think is actually going to have their moment this summer?
Who?
Chaperone.
Oh, yeah.
She's been around, but since Coachella, she's kind of...
Is that giving... That's giving dance. I don't know if it's giving...
Can you play me a song with a fucking beat?
I don't know if it's giving for me. I love her. I think she's very talented and phenomenal.
Yeah, you used to call her Chappelle.
You're right. I did call that baby that. That's hilarious. I don't know if it's giving the energy I want.
Okay.
Like, it is the energy I want, but in this very specific niche situation, I don't know that's what I'm looking for.
Okay. Sounds good. So you want a true I'm here, bitches.
Yeah, like, where'd she come from? Who is she? Like, who, like that kind of thing. And I can tell you who it's not going to be. JoJo Siwa. That's who it's not going to be.
No.
That's who it's not going to be.
Oh, my God.
Moving on along.
Go away. I don't mean that. Like, don't die or anything like that. But just
go away.
Just, like, take your dance mom's money and your wrapped car with your face on it and go to Dollywood or something. Like, I'm just tired of hearing about it. She's raspy today.
Did you watch the Dance Moms reunion?
Girl, I've never seen Dance Moms. I've seen the hits.
JoJo!
Have you learned nothing? The pyramid. Maybe we should put Kalani in her place. See, I feel like I've seen.
Yeah, I'm going to say you're hitting the high points big time.
I'm actually kidding. I'm a huge fan.
Well, once again, I came prepared with some notes about the Dance Moms reunion, since at our production meeting we talked about it, and I'm the only one who watched it. All right.
Raven's on her period. You're Drake. I'm Kendrick. Keep going.
Okay.
Say something else smart to me.
Not too much.
Say
pull back.
Something
Not
else.
too much, bitch. Okay.
Oh, I'm hot right now. Continue.
Okay, so Dance Moms, the reunion special happened, and I have thoughts. Oh, I thought you were gonna say something. Like,
No.
you better speak on
The
it.
only thing I've seen is JoJo in the clip. She goes, "I think Abby was right almost all of the time." I have not seen a single episode of that, and I can tell you right now that is out of pocket as hell.
And I
if
have
the pocket's
thoughts.
over here, she is over here in Tahiti.
And we're gonna get there.
Okay.
You hold on to that energy.
I'm gonna hold on to my wig.
I'm gonna start with there's an OG group of girls who were on the original first season of Dance Moms. That are the Highland Girls, Brooke and Paige. Then they're the Ziegler Girls, Maddie and Mackenzie. And then there's Chloe and Nia.
Okay.
These were the girls who danced for Abby Lee Miller before there was a show. They'd already had been taking class at the studio. They'd already been in this world. They were approached to do a television show that they thought was going to be like a 2-part, 3-part series, and they got on. And this is when the Abby Lee Miller starts taking a change, and it becomes like this kind of like toxic environment. Unfortunately, Maddie and Mackenzie and Nia chose not to participate in the reunion.
Probably with good sense. But.
Yeah. So they were like, we don't want to. We don't like it. It was traumatizing for us, and we don't want to revisit it.
Can I say something real quick just to that? I love in these types of reunion situations when people move on like that.
Yes.
Because it's like, thank you. It's not even like I'm better than this. It's like, thank you for my platform. I know when it's time to go.
And Nia put out a statement and was like, you know, because some people with big mouths, JoJo, had a lot to say about them not being there. And Nia said, you know, this isn't drama. She was like, people are speculating on why I wasn't there. It's not because I had sorority stuff. It's not because I had college stuff. It's not because I'm working a lot. It's because I didn't want to.
I just straight up did not want to. No is not a negotiation.
And that's it. And that's it. And so I really commend them for that. But on the flip side, I really wish they were there, because then we probably wouldn't have had to listen to JoJo talk
for an hour and a half.
as long. So I'm like, damn it, girls, you couldn't take one for the team. So that was my other thing, is that I wish it was just the OGs and Kendall, and then we didn't have Kalani and JoJo. No shade to Kalani, because I think she's actually a cute girl.
Yeah, Kalani, come on the pod.
I was really happy that the Highland girls were there, Brooke and Paige, because they were in the OG group, but they left because their mom is the one who smacked Abby across the face, across the head. But she's like, why would we put Kalani in her place? That was the episode that their mom hit her, and they
Get your finger
out of my face. That one. So I was really happy that they were there, so they could really talk out their situation, because it was like they were on and then they weren't, and it was just the end of it. So I was happy to see them. And Paige is just gorgeous, and she looked like her dream.
I've seen some of them on TikTok, and they've really grown up to be very
successful, beautiful women.
Took the opportunity and made it work.
Yeah, for sure. My negative takeaway is that I hated that JoJo kept not validating the experience of the OGs. And this is why. Your mama watched 3 episodes of that lady berate those children and then put you in the lion's den.
Which already, to me, I'm like, as a stage parent, that says something to me.
Oh, 100%. It said a lot to me that she would take up for Abby in that way. And it just shows that some people really will do anything for fame. Like I said, her mother admitted, we would go to dance, we'd come home, and we'd watch Dance Moms. I'm like, so you, and I want to be honest, when Dance Moms was actually on the air, I couldn't watch it.
It was cringy.
It made me physically upset that it felt really exploitive, and like I felt really bad for those kids. And at that time, like I was a little bit older, I believe, and I think I had started my like career working with children, and just the thought of looking at a 6-year-old and being like, why don't you have a brain in your head? Like, Blondie, what do you think? Like, I just like it like made me upset. I wasn't able to watch Dance Moms for real until after the girls got older and they came back and like had social media presence. Yeah. Because it was like that disturbing for me.
Well, this is going to go into the JoJo thing, is especially in the first season. When you have a first season reality show, you really don't know what you're going to get.
And they say that.
So they just let you go, and then the producers start to. So my thing is, when did JoJo come on, season 3 or 2?
3 or 4, I think.
Oh, 3 or 4. By that time, too, the game's kind of already set.
Oh, 100.
So when you come back for the second season, like Abby Lee, like some of the things are funnier. Like you with the bad haircut.
Yeah.
Like that was like, sorry for that girl, but that was funny.
Yeah, it was funny.
And so it's like you're getting also into a rhythm where these people truly like kind of have a trauma with it, maybe, because I will say this, reality show producers, y'all can be low-key soulless.
Yeah.
And it's just like you're already getting in when like the gravy is in the boat.
And the girls always said like, we loved her. Like she was one of the most important people in our lives. Like
Abby?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like before there was a show, these girls danced with her since they were 2.
Yeah.
And like she was a part of their family, and then had this switch up where these other girls, because Kalani and JoJo both were on Abby's Ultimate Dance, whatever. And that's how they got on the show.
Yeah.
Was through Abby's spinoff.
Yeah.
So it's like y'all didn't have that history with her and then watch her berate your mother.
Yeah.
Like it's just a different dynamic. And for her to invalidate their feelings like that made me want to punch her in the throat. Then she goes on to say that the other girls were selfish and didn't come because they want to get away from Dance Moms and all this stuff. It's like, yeah, because they're traumatized.
They're traumatized.
And they don't want to talk about it.
Well, and I think if I'm correct, I saw something on social media that, if I'm again correct, one of the Ziegler girls said that like dancing is like literally not fun for them anymore.
Yeah.
There's no passion in it. It literally was taken because of all this.
She sucked the fun out of it.
Yeah.
And the Highland girls have the same experience. They were like, one day we were dancing every day, and then the next day we weren't. And we never danced again.
Yeah.
And just like that's like so hard as a kid to rationalize. And it's also hard, like Kelly, who is the Highland girl's mom, was saying that like Brooke, who is probably 100 pounds and 4'10", wears sweatshirts and covers up her stomach because Abby would make fun of her stomach. It's like stuff like that where I'm like, JoJo, you don't have that because your mama threw you to the wolves. And it also makes me believe what people are saying about JoJo and her mama and how they treated that little girl group.
Oh yeah, berating them, being ugly to them.
Because JoJo said that's how Hollywood is. And so it just really solidified. And then she picked a fight with one of the other girls' moms.
On camera?
Chloe, well, off camera, but they brought it up on the reunion. And Chloe really stood up for her mom. I was happy for her.
Yeah.
Another thing I didn't really love was the 2 girls that were not there, Maddie and Mackenzie. So they were the favorites. They were Abby's favorites. Maddie was the breakout star of the show before
Chandelier.
JoJo. Yeah, before JoJo. She worked with Sia a long time. She did movies, all that stuff. The night before, they had a surprise birthday party for Paige, one of the Highland girls, at Maddie's house. And everyone was invited except Kalani and JoJo. So they brought it up on camera and basically said, why weren't y'all invited to the party? And they were like, because Melissa doesn't want to have to like own up to the stuff she did. Now, during the season, Melissa did do some shady stuff.
Is Melissa their
mom?
Okay.
I wish that they had been there, Holly and Nia, and then Maddie, Mackenzie, and Melissa, because it was Kalani's mom, Kira, and JoJo's mom, and then Kendall's mom, and then the Highlands girl. It was very split down the middle. And JoJo mama and Kira are both like, I was like, y'all are feeding into like the reality TV drama.
You need a paycheck.
Yes. Like
you came on this show because they said we're going to give you $20,000.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you like are stoking the flames of like this like rivalry and drama between. That's why they didn't come, because they didn't want to deal with y'all.
This is my thing. And here's the thing. I'm loud. I can be annoying. I can, I'll do a bits all day.
Amen.
I'm going to let it slide. But my thing is, I feel like at the end of the day, I can be good at the hang. And the personality I absolutely cannot stand is somebody who comes in the room and is like, I'm fucking here, everybody.
That is the energy.
I'm just like, And immediately I'm like, I don't like you. I don't want to hang out. As
That's
boisterous and
exactly.
as dumb as I can be, I know how to read a room, and I'm not going to do all that because nobody cares.
It was giving, I'm the most successful one.
Yes.
And like, I'm going to like, what I say is important. Girl, you weren't even here the whole time.
No.
You came and you went.
You came to the party late. And great, you have success on what you're doing now.
Yeah.
But also, at some point, you have to realize what you're doing may not be working.
Yeah.
And you're about to probably get to that part of public opinion where people will turn on you, and you can see how mentally unwell that is not going to be.
Yeah.
So, and I don't wish that for her.
No, yeah.
When she was doing her thing, it seemed like so much fun, but I'm just like, it's just that like,
it's an energy it's not likable. It's not something even
and when
like,
I see it on someone, I'm just like, I'm good.
The other girls were like very poised and pulled together, especially the OG girls and Kendall. Like, they just came at it from a place of maturity where I felt like JoJo looked really immature.
Yeah.
I will say she did have one redeeming moment. They were talking about their dances, their favorite dances, and Kalani got upset because I think she was going to pick a dance about the suicide hotline, and she had like contemplated suicide and called hotlines. And so she got upset and had like a whole moment. And I will say JoJo really supported her in that and was like really sweet to her about it. So I was like, there is a human in there.
Yeah.
But no, it was like, I was like, oh, there is like a softer, nice side. But JoJo also said she wanted to have sex with that girl or something. So I don't know. She proposed to her.
Whatever.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like,
it just becomes too much.
It's a lot.
I'm just like, okay, we get it. You like attention.
But overall, it was not as good as I wanted it to be because
was it just a special? Okay. I remember you were like, is this going to be multiple weeks?
It's because the other girls weren't there. If it had been Maddie, McKenzie, and Nia,
ate it up.
It would have been really good.
Mm-hmm. And as someone who's never seen it, same.
For sure.
All I know is those girls were dressed for success.
They looked beautiful. They really, except for she looked beautiful in the face. Her outfit wasn't giving what it was supposed to give.
Speaking of dressed for success.
Yes, the Met Gala.
Met Gala. Were you invited?
I was. I had to respectfully decline.
Because you had the pod.
You had the pod.
You have priorities, and you
prioritize them.
You prioritize. The METGALA.
You don't gotta spell it. You ain't gotta spell it.
I wanted to spell it.
It's just the Met Gala.
It's just the Met Gala.
I'm so excited to talk about this. It was so good.
I watched it. I invited you over to watch it.
I was busy.
Let's start here. What was the theme?
The theme was the Garden of Time.
The Garden of Time. But I thought it was Sleeping Beauty, Spring Reawakening, or something.
No, it was like a fashion awakening.
The fashion awakening. And people said that was the exhibit.
Theme.
Yeah.
The theme of the exhibit was the beauty, sleeping, awakening.
Sleeping Beauty, reawakening fashion.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
That is what but the dress code.
The dress code.
Was the Garden of Time.
And see, people didn't. And so people watching.
Open the schools. Open the schools.
Well, also people learn to report correctly. How about that?
In the email that I got from Anna Wintour, inviting me.
Anna Wintour at yahoo.com.
Yes, inviting me to the Met Gala was very clear that what the theme was and what the dress code was. So I was prepared with my looks, but then I forgot I had prior engagement.
You had
and
this.
So that's why I couldn't come.
You couldn't get an overnight back that quick, and you
That's
said,
correct.
I'm sorry, the pod is my first priority.
Right.
Yes.
Sorry,
Thank
Anna.
you for that. Yeah.
You're welcome.
Next year, when I can go with you.
No, it's just me.
And I'll be your date.
No.
And before we go, I'll take you to the Olive Garden in Manhattan.
No, if I had a date to
who'd
the
you take? Like, truly, you're invited. Who would you take?
I mean, obviously, if we're going for business, I would take you or Angelo.
Yeah.
If I'm going for like...
Honestly, can I remove myself? You should take Angelo because our producer knows how to dress.
Yes. He would really eat down.
Yes.
And then for friends, I would probably take my friend Anthony.
Okay.
Anthony's like a really good wedding date. He's really fun at parties. Like,
he's going to be at that open bar.
I feel like I wouldn't have to like entertain him. Like, he would be off making friends with like... Gigi Hadid. And I'd be like, and then she'd be like, oh my gosh, I love him. And I'd be like, oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Who would you take?
For work, I'd probably take you. Honestly,
answer.
you're killing it in this blue today, so I would
my
love to see you in like a blue
gosh.
number.
Oh,
I know
thank
that
you.
doesn't reflect the sands of time,
Yeah.
but if I could pick somebody else, I would probably take like.
Okay, but you have to pick out of our friend group. That's the fun of this game.
Out of our friend
Or
group.
like people we know.
Oh, well, I was going to pick like Fred or Max.
Oh, I love Fred or Max. Those
Fred
are both
or Max.
amazing choices.
Maybe I'll take them both.
Yeah, that would be cute.
And then they'll be like, who are
Thruple.
these? And I'll be like, these are my boys. And then I like do that. Well, I could not snap my fingers.
Yeah,
Fred
they're
would
really
snap my neck.
They're really hot.
I'd probably be on the worst dressed list, but we're going to talk about the best dressed first.
Okay.
I don't need you to amen.
I didn't amen.
I saw your eyes. Your eyes went, hey, man. Don't do all that.
I didn't amen.
Don't do all that. Before we even get into our top whatever, overall, what'd you think?
I was underwhelmed. I felt like everyone was all over the place. You're right. There was a lot of confusion about the theme. There were several people who looked beautiful, but I was like, girl, where is you going? So I'd give it overall like a 7 out of 10.
Okay. Sounds good. I think I'm going to just go a 1 maybe below and do 6 out of 10.
Okay.
Because this is the thing. As an audience watcher, if we don't know the theme, who cares? Just be like, y'all are done.
Yeah.
Y'all can't come anyway.
Yeah.
If you're invited and you don't know the theme,
That's a problem.
That's a problem. So I would probably say 6 out of 10. There was a lot I was watching and I was like, I need like, there was a part of me, listen, I know there's a lot going on in the world right now. And people are like,
that was tough too.
That was tough. And people are like, why are we watching this?
Honestly, that was tough for me last night with everything that's going on globally and like seeing so much of that on social media. And like, you know, I'm like trying to find places to donate, but also trying to find looks for it's just like, it's a hard. So I do think it's good for us to acknowledge that like last night was a rough night.
But I will say this too, the podcast, we're going to talk about pop culture stuff on the podcast.
Like that's the point.
I'm going to go ahead and set this precedent now for myself. I'm not going to speak for you.
Yeah.
Do not expect me to speak on things that I know nothing about. There's things that we will talk about on a basis here that I'm like, can you explain? Like when we were talking about Kendrick just a second ago, and you said he was like, something about slavery.
Yeah.
That sounds so bad. You know what I'm talking about? He said you co-op slavery.
No. Don't worry about it. They know. Okay. They was just here.
You know what I'm talking about. So don't come to me and be like, why aren't you speaking on this? Because I'm loud and wrong about stupid stuff.
Exactly.
I'm not going to be loud and wrong about important stuff.
No, that is so true.
So with all that to say, some of those looks were really fierce last night.
I know. I'm excited.
And I did enjoy the watching, knowing that we would talk about it.
Yeah. So we're going to do our little game, but with fashion.
Who is your number 3?
It was the beautiful Miss Taylor Russell.
Taylor Russell.
Who she was in Louis V. People were coming in, and I was like, okay. Like, I would see a look, I'd see another look, I'd see another look, and I was like, okay. And then I saw her.
And you said hello.
And I was like, oh, she gets it. She gets it. It's giving fashion. It's giving art. It's giving creativity. Finally. Finally. She looked beautiful. Face looked beautiful. I will say I was a little disappointed that she did not come with Mr. Styles. I was hoping that we would get to see them like do their first like real appearance as a couple.
Rumor has it he's working on that album.
But you know, I was happy to see her. I'm glad she got the invite. She's definitely a great little cute fashion girly, and she was in my top 3.
I'm gonna go ahead and be honest. I prepared with my looks,
but you don't know who styled these people.
I don't know. I couldn't remember. Look, Raven is destined to be on E-Live's red carpet. I was meant to be loud and wrong on Fashion Police. Okay. So let's start there.
Okay.
So with that being said, my number 3 would have to be, actually I'm going to start with my alternate. It was AI Katy Perry.
And AI Rihanna.
Literally, I sent it to my friend. I was like, she looks stunning. And my friend was like, that's AI. And I was like, no, it's not. And she goes, look at the carpet. The carpet was like red and white.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, man. The AI's got us last night.
It even got Katy Perry's mom, so I'm not too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she texted her and she was like, I didn't know you went. She was like, that's AI.
Not me?
Yeah.
Oh, that's scary.
Yeah. Anyways, so I will say my true number 3 would honestly have to be Gabrielle Union. Because she was very hit or miss to some people. Yeah. I was watching it on E! And it wasn't a live feed of people. Like some other channels and things like that. It was more of a curated show. But up until that point, everybody was showing up in sand color, so like brown, light brown, beige, tan, dark brown. And so when she showed up in the kind of the mermaid scale looking thing, who was wearing her? You know.
Who dressed her?
Who dressed her?
Michael Kors.
Michael Kors. Okay. And she said it took months to do, and it was like this black and white, and it blended into color. And I think at the time I thought it was like Spring Awakening or whatever the theme was. And so I thought it was really beautiful. Now, Dwayne Wade, he needed to get a tailor.
He looks like a penguin.
He looked like a penguin. He looked like a purple penguin.
Yeah.
I really liked it, and I think to me, it was like a beautiful fish.
I've seen her do better.
Okay.
But I think she always looks beautiful. She's a beautiful woman.
Yeah.
So she always
looks exactly like she did in Bring It On.
Yeah.
It's wild. So what about you? What's your number 2?
Enoch Yee. She is, it's either Yee or Yai. I think it's Yee. She wore Swarovski. She was in that group of girls. It was like Carly Klaus and then a group of girls.
Looking Camp straight in the eye.
She looked like a dream. She looked fake. She looked so good. Like she could have very well been my number 1.
Okay.
It was like a bodysuit situation, so it wasn't a gown. Her makeup was perfect. The way she carries herself is perfect. She's, I mean, models are models. So like it's kind of her job. Yeah. But yeah, she was absolutely stunning, and all of those girls were, but she was my standout.
My second favorite, and it was kind of, I don't want to say it was a gag, it wasn't that, but just after seeing so much, like, okay, I was like, oh yes, this is why I watched the Met Gala, was Cardi B.
Yeah.
That Cardi B, that huge dress, it literally covered the carpet. My friend said it looked like a mix of Morticia and Marge Simpson. I was like, don't do Cardi like that. But she really looked gorgeous, and I haven't really seen her in like my timeline or my feed lately. I don't think I've heard a single from her in a while.
Yeah.
And so it was just kind of fun to see Cardi again, and everybody was kind of being boring up until that point. So I was like, okay, now we've got some fun on the carpet.
She gets it right often.
Yeah. How she sat down in that gala, I don't know.
They change typically.
Okay.
So they'll usually change when it's time for like the show part.
Well, that one year, Katy Perry, she wore that burger the whole night.
That was dumb, and I would have done it. But she was on my honorable mention list.
Okay, work.
She wasn't in my best, but she was an honorable mention.
Yeah.
She just does extravagance so well. I also love that as a rapper, she has these high fashion moments. Like so often, like when you're thinking high fashion couture, you're not thinking Afro-Latina girl from the Bronx. You know what I mean? So I love that she embraces that side of herself so much. I'm just like obsessed.
Her authentic Bronx self.
Yeah. Shade to J-Lo.
Who I'll give credit where it's due. She looked beautiful last night. Does. But I will say this, I saw something on Twitter and it was her in like that outfit, and then like every time she does something it's like a differentiation, and some girl was like, let's do something different.
Change it up.
Yeah, let's change it up. So she also looked a little shiny. J-Lo looking kind of old last night.
She is old.
She's 50. That's not old. What was your number 1?
My number 1 was Tyla.
Tyla, really? That's a little controversial to me.
It is giving everything it was supposed to have gave. It was on theme.
Okay, sand, literal.
And sand.
The sands of time.
The garden of time.
Which is sand. There's sand. You have to have sand in a garden. I thought that's why everybody was wearing sand. The sands of time.
No, it's definitely the garden of time.
Are you sure? She had a sand hourglass.
Time.
But then it would be rose petals.
No. So Tyla was in Balmain.
Balmain.
It was that sand like corset with that dress. The fact that listen, I'm here for extravagance. If I want beautiful gowns, I'm looking at the Oscars, the Golden Globes, like
Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Gowns, beautiful gowns. She shaded anybody, but go ahead.
Literally. I'm not at the Met watching the Met for beautiful gowns. I'm watching the Met for art,
for opulence.
Fashion, opulence, creativity. And that was so creative. It was on theme. The face card did not decline. They had to pick her up to bring her up the steps.
Why?
Because she couldn't lift her legs.
She couldn't lift her legs. Okay, because I was like, if he picks her up and it's made of sand, the sand's going to crumble.
No,
I was like, what's the joke here?
It's like they did it.
It's like plaster.
Yeah.
So she couldn't hike.
She couldn't hike. So they had to pick her little body up step by step.
Sitting was probably real fun.
Also, the way that it was styled was beautiful, which was Katie Chen.
Yeah.
Styled her. I just thought that there were no misses for me.
All of my questions aside, she was my alternate because she looked gorgeous.
She looked gorgeous.
Yeah.
So she was my number one for the night.
She was one of the few too who wore what I thought was a sand theme very well. And I was like, oh, and then she had the little purse, which was an hourglass.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was great.
Yeah.
Okay, so my number one.
It's gonna be somebody stupid.
It wasn't actually. A lot of people agree with me. Don't be ugly.
Okay.
It was Mindy Kaling.
She did look great.
She looked beautiful.
Boring, but great.
I didn't think she looked boring. So she was somebody who I thought had the sands of time apparently in my head. That just it almost looked like a plaster. It just the way it curved, the way it moved. It was garden. Great. The sands of time theme because everybody showed up in brown.
That's what I'm saying. It didn't make any sense.
It didn't make any sense.
It didn't make any
It didn't make no daggum sense. Give me a Mountain Dew, Cheryl. It was just beautiful. She almost just looked like the top of a cupcake.
Mm-hmm.
That feels kind of rude, but I love Mindy Kaling, and so I was like, "Girl, you really set it off."
She looked good.
So,
she looked great. I mean, yeah. I put her in my honorable mentions group.
Okay.
I did it, but like now that you're saying it, I'm
Mhm.
going to. My honorable mentions were Kylie Jenner and Oscar de la Renta. Okay.
That hit me sideways at first.
She looked stunning.
Mm-hmm.
She's really leaning into her white woman, which I appreciate.
Is that shade?
Yes.
Okay.
She looked great. Biracial Kylie's out. White woman Kylie's in. You know, she's with Timothée Chalamet. And I feel like that would have been a beautiful gown for the Oscars when she's on his arm while he accepts his awards. I did not think it was appropriate for the night, but I thought she looked beautiful. My second honorable mention, and only reason she's not on the list is because she's always on the list. She's always on the list. She gave us 2 looks last night. It was our second look was Miss Zendaya.
Zendaya, yes. She obviously she's on my honorable mention too.
Her Law Roach.
Honestly, I'd probably switch her out with Gabrielle. Gabrielle, you're going down to honorable mention. I loved Mindy Kaling's and Cardi B's, but she was giving opulence. But maybe I ranked her lower, and honestly, this is gonna sound bad. I kind of forgot about her a little bit because I knew she was gonna look great.
She always
it was one of those things where I was like, I'm not really worried about you.
Even her first look that I didn't love, when I saw her, I got goosebumps.
Yeah,
just because like her and like she is Law's muse for real. And they just create magic together. And even if you don't always get it, you can appreciate the art of it. So yeah, she's definitely an honorable mention. She's on my forever list.
Yeah.
All right, now let's move to the fun part.
The stank.
The worst.
I'm gonna start with men.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm gonna start with men because men show up like men. I'm gonna wear black. I'm gonna wear white. I'll wear black and white. I'm going crazy tonight.
Yeah.
And James Corden, what's his name?
I don't even know if I saw his look.
He was there. People were like, I loved Chris Hemsworth look. I mean, he's in a white suit.
He did not make my men's best dress.
Yeah. Now let me tell you somebody who I did enjoy, Coleman Domingo.
He's on my we're not there yet. We're doing women. Are we doing men?
Just go for it.
Oh, we're doing then my best dressed men were Coleman Domingo.
Okay.
And he was in Willie Chavarria.
He
always gets it right too.
When he first walked up, I said, I don't know if I like this because I had a tight shot.
Okay.
So I was like, oh, he's in black pants and a white top. I was like, oh. And then they hit the zoom out, and I said, work me out, Coleman.
Yes, he looked fantastic. My other best dressed man was Ben Simmons.
Okay.
In Tom Brown.
Okay.
I love when an athlete shows up and like surprises everybody. I love that they lean into that fashion side of themselves as well. They have their walk-ups before games and stuff, and they be serving that be their Met Gala. So I'm happy that he got to have his moment at the Met Gala. He looked phenomenal. And then my last but not least was Bad Bunny.
Okay.
I loved Bad Bunny's look.
Okay.
Very creative, very stylish.
See, to me, he was kind of giving Lord Farquhar. Some of you may die, but that is a sacrifice I'm willing to make.
he was in Galliano. I thought he looked great.
He always looks good.
I thought, yeah, he's fine too. So yeah, those are my top for the men.
My top for the men were Coleman Domingo, and then I actually really liked Dan Levy's look, where it was kind of the reverse of what Gabrielle Union. It was like a solid color going into this springtime. I loved all the memes where people were like, "When I go nonverbal at the function," or when it's like when I get drunk and have a few drinks. I was like, "That's funny." But most of all, just these like. They're just showing up. Okay, let me tell you somebody who actually disappointed me, and I can never get his last name right.
Tell me who he is.
He was in Red, White, and Royal Blue. He was in Mary and George. He's in the new Anne Hathaway movie. He plays a lot of gay characters. He's so fine. He was in Bottoms. Nicholas Galitzine. I'm gonna put one of them in there. Nicholas. He like I said, he was in Red, White, and Royal Blue. He plays he's a great actor. He plays these hilarious LGBT characters, and then he can make the ladies swoon too. And I just thought, like, knowing who he was as I see him, I guess I should say, he would show up in like a Harry Styles moment, like something like that see-through shirt,
androgynous.
Yeah, like
that
something
gave us a little bit of fashion.
Yes, and he showed up in a black suit, and I said, okay, sure. You're straight. At the end of the day, you're straight.
Is he straight?
At the end of the day.
No, I'm saying, and when he get in the bed, is he getting in the bed with women's or men's or both?
Straight.
He's a straight man?
Mm-hmm.
For real?
Mm-hmm. Not allegedly. Like, that was what he has told us.
Why is he always playing gay characters?
Because he's good at it.
I don't know if I like that.
It's like we let Darren Criss do it. Like Darren Criss said, he's culturally queer.
Yeah. I thought that was actually really cute.
That was so funny.
All right, let's move on along to the fun part.
Okay.
Our worst dress list.
Well, I already scoured the men. So.
Tell me about the girlies.
Okay, so the girlies. People, this might be controversial. Demi Moore. She looked like the Queen of Hearts.
She did not look good.
Brad Goreski, if you see this, sorry, I know you styled her, but like
she did not look good.
I was like, what's happening?
I feel like she looked great. It's how she was styled in the dress and all the things. I didn't love it either.
I didn't love it.
And I feel like she's been hit or miss lately. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know. I just feel like with who she is and how she was literally that girl for so long, I'm like, you should show up better. Same with Pam Anderson, but that's neither here nor there. All right, my number 3 was Sabrina Carpenter and Oscar de la Renta.
Really?
Okay, I gotta sit up.
And you know we love Sabrina.
And that's why I'm pissed off. Because not you being in your it girl moment and showing up looking the way you did.
She kind of looked to me like when they would release those, like, it's 2000 Barbie.
Literally,
it's 2001
the makeup
Barbie.
Was terrible.
Oh.
The dress was terrible.
Drag her.
She was styled terribly. No, I'm sorry. Respect to whoever styled her. I don't know who it is. But if you're gonna be the it girl, be the it girl.
Be the it girl. Be the IT girl.
Yes, like you cannot.
You weren't being the it girl. You were being the IT girl.
I just was like, where are you going? Where are you going?
Honestly,
it was giving Halloween costume.
Oh, see, to me, it was giving like Oscars, but worse dressed.
Oh, ew, no.
Okay.
And she's a cute girl.
Yeah.
I'm pissed.
Okay.
Pissed.
Okay.
Do you have another? Do you want me to go
on? Go ahead and do your number 2 because I'm looking at mine.
Kelsey Ballerina.
Okay. We're gonna tie on this one. Kelsey's gonna be my second 2, but I don't think I hated it as much as you did. You go first.
It looked okay. First of all, Michael Kors Couture collection. That's who she was wearing. It looked cheap. It looked like someone went to Michael's and got them little flowers and put them on a mesh and threw her out there. Her face wasn't really giving me anything. Her hair wasn't really giving me anything. The color was ugly on her. It looked thrown together. And I didn't like her boyfriend's hair.
Okay, so you went a little harder on her than I was about to. I will agree with your first part. It kind of felt like that was something that like a drag queen on RuPaul's Drag Race who was in like the bottom 2 lip syncing for their life would wear.
Yes.
And let me tell you why. I actually loved when they showed the sketch on E. I loved the idea. I think the nude illusion should have been nude.
Thank you. That's what made it look cheap.
That's what made it look Halloween costume.
Yes.
And then is it a pashmina shawl, the flower shawl, whatever she was wearing? I think because when they showed the sketch, it didn't have it, and I said it didn't need the. It didn't need the shawl.
Yeah.
And then her boyfriend looked like he just took the blue pill in the Matrix. So,
Literally.
Yeah. So Kelsey, we love you.
Yeah.
I love you. Rolling up the welcome mat.
I don't know.
You should have rolled up that dress.
That was a terrible joke. All right. And then the last person on my list should go to jail.
Can I guess?
Jail.
Girl.
Prison time. Solitary confinement, bread and water.
Oh, okay. I can't even begin to guess. Go ahead.
Pisses me off.
Go ahead.
Sydney Sweeney.
Girl.
In Mew Mew.
She looked like she looked at Billie Eilish and said, "No, sing."
You know, that dress would have looked really good on Helen Mirren. Helen Mirren would have ate that down. She would have.
The dress didn't bother me as much. It was the gloves that was giving Demi Lovato, think I'd have a heart attack.
I have so many things to say.
Okay, go ahead.
Because she's got them titties.
Any excuse to show them titties.
Because she has natural big titties.
Mm-hmm.
The cut of that dress looked matronly. It looked way too mature for her. It was an ugly dress. The black wig. Jail. That Party City wig they put her in.
She looks like she's getting on a party bus in Nashville.
The makeup, she is such a pretty girl. And they threw all that crap on her and pushed her out there to look like a fool. I was so disappointed. Jail.
Oh, you good?
I'm done.
One more?
No, I'm done.
Okay. So you might be a little mad at me for my number one. But it was because I felt the last edition of it was so sloppy.
I already know who it is.
Who? Kim Kardashian. Yeah. That dress that she had under, I was like, it looked gorgeous. And then I saw it on E! They panned up, and she has got on I just ran the mile in 8th grade sweater.
I will say this. In that Margiela collection, couture on runway, that was the theme.
Ugly sweaters?
Yes.
Literal ugly sweaters.
All of it's these beautiful gowns. If you look at Hunter Schafer wore one of those from Off the Runway. Hunter wore it better. It was a different dress, but same concept. I thought she looked beautiful. Not at the Met Gala, but just like if you want to Google it. Mm-hmm. And that was the theme of the collection. Because a lot of people were saying, was it a wardrobe malfunction? Was it like, because
the way she had it.
But that
like
is
when Nicki Minaj at the VMAs, remember she had them titties out? Yeah.
But that is the way that collection was styled.
Okay. So, well, like we say about our favorite artists here, our favorite fashion designers are not above critique. And maybe you should go back to the drawing board if you're like, let's do beautiful gowns and Kohl's sweaters.
I did. Who wore the big tree?
Was it Lana Del Rey?
It was Lana Del Rey.
Lana Del Rey. She was saying, shout out to malaria awareness.
Yes.
Get that net over you.
I liked her. I thought Nikki.
The cicadas are coming.
I thought Nikki was fun.
I actually thought Nikki's was fun too. Because she came right after Cardi B, and so in my head I was like, ooh, fight. But I was just like, it was colorful, and I like color.
I will say this made me miss the OG days of Fashion Police and live from the red carpet with like your traditional people like Nina Parker. Erin Lim did do the like stream and Morgan Stewart. Like I miss those days. People at E, I know you don't care about me, and also respectfully, I mean all respectfully because it's my dream of life to work for E. I want our people back.
Literally. Okay, because I watched E.
Me too.
Oh, you did watch the E red carpet.
Yeah.
Okay. So my thing, first of all, you had the 2 white girls and then the 2 black girls at separate tables. I didn't like that.
Okay.
That's just a side note. Second of all, it was nobody, and this is the thing. I'm not watching the Met Gala for people to be mean, but like
it's very positive.
It was very like you could tell when they didn't like it, and they would go, "Oh, I love her earrings," and I was like, "It's giving." It almost went from like I'm not trying to be mean to you're just being a mean girl kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then Christian Siriano got up there because one of the girls went home, and they were like, "Oh yeah, like I really like that," and he was like, "I don't. She could have done a better feather. Yes. I don't really like those shoes," and I was like, "This is why you need gay men in your life.
This is what we're here for."
Because we've already been canceled by our own families. We'll get canceled by the general public.
Rest in peace to Joan Rivers.
Oh.
But like
she was out of pocket a lot, but she was hilarious.
She was out of pocket 99 99% of the time, but there was just this fun, like fashion is supposed to be fun and you don't want to disrespect anybody ever. So I'm not saying like bring back bullying, but I am saying like, let's have fun with this. It just felt very dry. So this is me putting myself out there to invite your girl along.
Because she'll make them laugh and she'll do an honest critique. And I'll work it out. Yes. Yes. Who are you wearing?
Ross dress for less.
Yes, you better dress for less, girl. I'm wearing Walmart. No, but I will say this. I think honestly this could tie back into what we were talking about earlier is when you can't make fun or you can't make light of these big opulent things and it is taken so seriously, that I think is what makes some people turn on it.
Yeah.
Is you are putting this huge pedestal of it and it's like, no, that person is dressed as a gigantic flower.
Yeah. Like
that is ridiculous.
Silly.
Yes,
yeah.
it is silly and you can comment on the silliness. And that is why I would love to go to Fashion Police because this is what I say. Joan Rivers, she did it well. What was her name? Gwendolyn Misty?
Juliana
Rancic. See, she was out of pocket calling Zendaya.
Okay, so what we're not going to do is have Juliana Rancic slander on this podcast. Okay. I do know the comment that you're speaking of, and no, it was not appropriate, and I agree. But what we're not going to do is disrespect Juliana Rancic on this podcast.
It was out of pocket.
I love Juliana Rancic.
Yeah.
She's the reason, like, I've loved, like...
Honestly, if we can go out of pocket with somebody, Kelly Osbourne.
No, she was always out of pocket. I love Kelly, too, but, like, girl.
Anyways. So, yeah, I mean, Met Gala as a whole, 6 out of 10.
Yeah, 7 out of 10 for me. Where are we in award season?
So, we've had the Oscars, the Grammys, the SAG, this. I think we're about wrapped up.
I'm sad.
I know. I love award season.
I love award season.
Because it's fun. Well, first of all, nobody dresses up to celebrate themselves like Hollywood.
Yeah.
And I love it.
Nah,
because I make fun of it.
Yeah.
But the ACMs, the MTV Movie Awards.
CMAs.
They already went. Well, that's in November.
Oh.
We have CMA Fest.
I'm not going.
Should me and Raven go to CMA Fest? Comment below.
Where is it?
Downtown.
It sounds hot. And
we'll stay inside. I got some friends at Spotify. They'll hook us up.
Okay.
So, anyways, yeah, but I think that's the end of award season.
We can go to the CMA Fest.
Yeah. If anything, we need to keep this up so we can be at the Met Gala next year.
That's really should be the hashtag. Raven, get Blake and Raven.
Blake and Raven at the gala.
Yeah.
Yes. Anything else you would like to add about the Met Gala?
No, it was great. I'm excited to see what the theme is next year.
I did see this. Ariana Grande performed. She came out of retirement.
And Cynthia Erivo and her sang
When You Believe, the new Mariah and Whitney. That was a stretch.
That was a stretch.
Also, I thought Cynthia looked beautiful last night.
I do have something to say.
Okay.
And then we can go. Okay. Wicked comes out in November.
They are putting them together. Part 1
comes out in November. They're going to dress like Linda and Gladys for the next 2 years?
I think so.
I can't. Enough.
Honestly,
enough.
Leading up to the first movie, first of all, just make it one movie.
No, I want 2 movies.
No, if Indiana Jones and the Crystal Jump.
I completely disagree. You are out of pocket, out of line. You are loud and wrong.
It can be a 3-hour movie.
No, it needs to be 2 movies.
No, because you know that Defying Gravity is going to be on the second movie.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. But give us the full moment. You can't force this. Just wait.
They don't do a 2-part stage play. They do that 3-hour show every night.
You're not wrong.
Thank you. This has been so fun today. We have been long-winded, but you know what? We had some fun today. We talked about some good stuff, and I got the juice, and I really liked it. If you want to listen to other podcast episodes of Rewind the Podcast, you can listen on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, wherever you listen to podcasts. I'm not going to tell you where because you know what you like. Isn't that right, Raven?
That's right.
You are ready.
That's right.
That's what's up. Secondly, if you want to watch our beautiful faces talk every week on the podcast, you can watch us on YouTube. And if you do, make sure you subscribe, sign up for alerts, comment, like. If you comment ugly, we'll comment right back. Don't take it as a challenge because she's on the keys. Secondly, throw us out.
Hi, I'm Raven. You can find me on all social media platforms. I have 2. And I am Raven Dawson. Woo woo. Oh, Blake, go ahead. What's your name is?
And I am chronically online. You can find me on all social platforms at Blake Rackley. I'm going to be real with y'all. It is hot as hell in here, so we are going to go.
We out.
Bye.